Please take a moment to reflect on the following quotes. Please pause your screen and think about what the quotes mean to you. When you are ready, press play on the video again. Now, watch the following video. After watching the video, pause the screen and reflect. Ask yourself, why do you think it is important that we ask questions?
Why are kitties orange? Why do I have to go swimming before my sisters? Why do people put their nose in the garden? Why my feet cold in fall? Why do people know how to water come and some people don't? These are my questions.
The purpose of this lesson is to introduce the topic of inquiry and to begin engaging you in reflective practice. After this lesson, you will have a better understanding of what inquiry means to you, as well as what inquiry means on an academic level. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to examine the meaning of inquiry in terms of education, differentiate between open and closed questions, and develop 5 to 10 open-ended questions of your own. I'd like you to now take another moment to reflect. Think about why it is important for you that you include inquiry-based learning into your teaching practice. Please write down any notes or idea you have during this reflective time. You may want to use these ideas when writing your reflective forum post after the lesson. Take a moment now to pause the video and reflect. Again, reflect to yourself. What does inquiry mean to you? Write down any ideas you might have for your reflective forum post. Pause the video and take some time to reflect. In terms of elementary education, inquiry-based learning involves asking questions or posing problems or scenarios rather than simply presenting facts and ideas directly to students, like more traditional education practices. Inquiry-based learning requires students to problem solve, investigate, and research. Inquiry-based learning looks like students asking questions and investigating them. One example of this would be a student asking the question, how does music affect how plant grows? Then they may further investigate this through research or problem solving. There are two types of questions that can be asked, and it is important to be aware of the difference when teaching inquiry. Closed questions tend to be more straightforward and can usually be answered with a simple yes or no. Open-ended questions, however, are a little more complex and often require richer answers, if any answers at all. Answers to open-ended questions can be opinion-based or non-existent. In some cases, open-ended questions will continue to lead to even more questions. Asking open-ended questions can often lead to deeper, richer learning, and because of this, are more generally used and encouraged with inquiry learning. For the purpose of this course, your inquiry project will require open-ended questions. Now, take a moment and review the following questions. Ask yourself, is this an open or a closed question? Pause the video if you need to take more time. Do plants drink water? Do plants drink water is a closed question because it can be answered with a simple yes. How do babies learn to walk? How do babies learn to walk is an open-ended question because it requires a more complex answer. How can I be sure to balance my work life with my home life and still do a great job? How can I be sure to balance my work life with my home life and still do a great job is an open-ended question. This is because it requires a complex answer that could be opinion-based, or the question could even lead to more questions, such as, how do I do a great job? Is a tree a type of plant? Is a tree a type of plant is a closed question because it requires a simple yes or no answer. Now, take another moment to reflect on the questions on the screen. Take a moment and pause the video. Remember to write down any ideas you have during your reflections to help you with your reflective post at the end of the lesson. To summarize this lesson, inquiry-based learning is a process that requires students to learn through posing questions, problems, or scenarios. While practicing inquiry, students are involved in problem-solving, investigating, and researching. It is also important to remember that there are two types of questions students can ask: open and closed. Open questions require more complex answers or no answers at all, while closed questions can usually be answered with a simple yes or no. Encouraging students to ask open-ended questions can lead to deeper understandings. Your next job is to create a reflective forum post that reflects upon this lesson. For a more detailed description of what is expected of you for this forum, see the forum post in context. After you have completed your reflective forum post, you are to complete a mini assignment. For this assignment, you are required to find a quiet place to sit and reflect. While you are sitting and reflecting, I want you to think about 5 to 10 open-ended questions that are important to you. These questions will form the basis of your personal inquiry journey. Next, you will make a creative representation of your inquiry questions. Once you have done this, you will post a copy of your creative project with a brief description and explanation of your project onto CourseSpaces. Please also post your inquiry questions. And that concludes our lesson for today.